Hey there. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk about another subject just while we go live on Instagram. Another subject that's very close to my heart, and that's self defense. Having had a very challenging childhood where I was not able to protect myself physically, being able to fight and learning fighting skills became a vital part of my life and my identity. And over the years, I've been fortunate enough to train tens of thousands of people in the art of physically protecting themselves, the art of physical self defense. Now, while physical self defense is about being aware of our surroundings and knowing how to physically protect ourselves in order to escape a dangerous individual, group of individuals, or situation, there is an element to self defense that is far more vital to our quality of life. And that comes down to how we live our lives daily and how we treat ourselves. The situations that we put ourselves in, not necessarily that are dangerous to our physical well being, but that are dangerous to our mental and spiritual well being. Just as we need to learn to protect ourselves physically, we need to learn to protect ourselves spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And we need to develop an awareness of every single situation that we're in that affects that part of our lives, that affects our spiritual, our mental, and our emotional well being. If you're in situations that are draining you, if you're in situations that are breaking you down, if you're in situations that make you feel worse about yourself when you leave them than when you arrived, these are the things that you need to understand you should start protecting yourself from. This is not about changing your life in an instant or in one day, but it's making a decision, just as one makes a decision to start training a martial art in order to physically protect ourselves, and over decades we get better at it. The same thing here applies to protecting ourselves physically, spiritually, and emotionally. We need to understand that we are in a situation that is not going to help us grow and develop and support us. And if we are in that situation, we need to change either the situation entirely, or we need to start to put in place things that we can use to protect ourselves. We need to understand, are we being supported? Are we being cared for? Are we being nurtured? And are we being respected? And if we're not, we need to make sure that we can remove ourselves over time to situations that do value us, that do protect us, and that do ensure that we grow and develop towards the person that we want to become. This is the thing. Self defense against a physical attack may never happen, or it may happen very rarely. But every moment of every single day, we can come under attack with our emotional, our physical, and our mental well being and our mental health. It could be snide marks from colleagues. It could be an upsetting comment from a family member. It could be someone in our friendship circle that is belittling us or not respecting us. We need to choose, as we've spoken about so often, people in our lives, people that we surround ourselves with, that nurture us, that value us, and that want us to grow and develop and to become the very best of who we can be. We do not want to have people in our lives that break us down, that belittle us, that treat us badly in order to fill the gap and the holes in their heart, in their soul, and in their lives. So just as you would go out and seek to gain skills and to learn how to protect yourself physically, you need to start protecting yourself physically by being aware of every situation that you're in, of every relationship that you have, be it parents, friends, spouse, colleagues. How does every relationship genuinely make you feel after you've interacted with them? How does every person that comes into your life make you feel about yourself and your self-worth? And we always say that no one is powerful enough to break us. No one is powerful enough to give us a bad day. No one is powerful enough to make us happy or make us sad. But while we're on the path to learning, and while we're on the path to growing and becoming who we ultimately want to be, the very best version of ourselves, people that are negative in our lives can cause us to stumble, to fall, and to even go backwards. And the way that we deal with that is either setting firm boundaries in terms of what we will accept in that relationship, or over time removing ourselves from that relationship. But it all starts with being aware of how you feel, with being aware of how you leave those interactions. And the best way to keep record of that, as we've spoken about before, is journaling. So get yourself a journal and start to write down on a daily basis how things made you feel. How did your work make you feel? How did the interactions with your friends make you feel? How did the interactions at your gym training session make you feel? Once we are aware and we can establish a record of how we are feeling in different situations, we can then choose how we wish to protect ourselves, how we wish to defend ourselves. And all of this is with a view to removing ourselves or escaping those situations in order to become the very best person, the very best version of ourselves, so we can enjoy our very best quality of life. And if we're unable to remove ourselves from those situations, then we need to start developing our strength in terms of building our boundaries and setting rules for how we will or will not be treated. Self-defense is about far more than knowing how to physically throw a punch or take a punch. It's about protecting ourselves every moment of every day and being aware of our situation. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. If I could ask one thing of you today, it's start to write down, start to journal how you feel after leaving a situation, how you feel at the end of an interaction with a colleague, a spouse, a partner. Know how you feel by writing down how you feel and acknowledging how you feel. You deserve this. You deserve to look after yourself. That little 4-year-old you inside, that little kid who's never done anything wrong, who is absolutely perfect and pure, deserves your protection, deserves you to learn and practice your very best self-defense. Thank you, guys. I'll post this video up now on the Instagram page, and because I know the live videos don't stay. So thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. Oos.